Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and it has been one busy weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put together one of my normal Saturday evening videos, but I still had some things that I wanted to share with those who subscribe to the channel, because I did get a chance to get out. The family and I, we did a little bit of shopping. We also did some donating. It's always good when you can get out there and, donate some of the stuff that you have that you might not be using to either Goodwill or a thrift shop or a charity. So we definitely did that. Also, did our normal household runs. But in the midst of all that, I had a chance to stop at GameStop, and I did find one gem sitting amongst the rocks. That was in GameStop. GameStop definitely has a lot of fluff, but I was able to find a pretty cool retro game, so I'll share that with you as well. Now, when I was at the thrift store, which I have some footage of that. No, I actually have some footage of GameStop, so I'll share that footage with you at the end of this video. But while I was at the thrift store, I just so happened to run into The Matrix and a couple other DVDs. So can you believe it? I'm buying DVDs in 2024. Who would have thought that I'm buying DVDs? But I've had this craving. I've been having this desire to watch The Matrix. And it's so weird. I have all different types of streaming subscriptions. I have Disney Plus, Hulu Plus, Netflix, Paramount, you name it. And for some reason, The Matrix is like impossible to find. And on every platform that I went to, I had to either buy the movie for like $8.99 or $9.99, or rent the movie for $5.99 or $6.99. And it just didn't make sense to me, because I knew that I could easily go outside and find either a Blu-ray or a DVD of The Matrix easily. And lo and behold, while we were at our local thrift store donating some clothes and some goods, what did I find? I found The Matrix. So not only did I find The Matrix, but I found a couple of other cool DVDs. So I'll share these with you here. So the first one obviously is The Matrix. Now, the cool thing about DVDs, the same thing I love about DVDs is the same thing I love about old retro games, is that with the DVD, outside of like streaming, instead of streaming it, not only do you get the DVD, but you also get, these cool inserts. You get like a little index, a little scene index. You get this cool image of Trinity when she's doing that infamous kick at the beginning of the movie. Obviously, you get the DVD here. Look at that young Keanu Reeves and a young-ish Lawrence Fishburne. But again, physical, man, physical. What would happen if the internet shut down? None of us would be able to stream The Matrix, but not me. I have my hard copy here, and I'm definitely going to be vibing out to this. Probably not tonight. This weekend is a sci-fi movie weekend here in my house. Last night, we actually got to see Dune for the first time. I hadn't watched Dune at all, and I really like Dune. The thing I love about Dune is that it doesn't feel like a bite off or a spin-off of another sci-fi movie. Dune feels like its own original story, and you gotta love that. But anyway, we're not talking about Dune right now. We're talking about The Matrix. So I was totally stoked to find The Matrix. And if for any of you who maybe saw a video that I put out earlier this week where I was talking about Cypher, this is Cypher. Cypher, this is the character in The Matrix 1 who basically his real life sucked so much that he made a deal with Agent Smith. He made a deal with the enemy to ensure that he could stay plugged in to a false reality that made him more important than he actually was in real life. Can you believe that? And in a lot of ways, that's what a lot of people do online now. They'd rather be important on the internet, no matter how much their life sucks in real life. Do not be like Cypher. Now, not everyone can be Neo. Not everyone can be the one. But don't be Cypher. Just don't be Cypher. But yeah, I was able to find this hard copy of The Matrix. Was stoked to find this. But not only did I find The Matrix 1, I found Matrix Reloaded. So, I mean, of course, you got to get the second installment of the movie if it's there available to you. Now, I am a huge fan and believer that the first Matrix was the best Matrix. I'm always going to believe that. There's just something about that first Matrix that was better. And I think for me personally, the reason why I like the first Matrix more was because there wasn't as much CGI in it. And just the amount of CGI in Matrix Reloaded kind of killed it for me. And unfortunately, Matrix Reloaded came out at a time where CGI was still very new. So it didn't look as good as a lot of the CGI we see in movies now. Like the CGI that was used in Dune was crazy. I mean, you could never tell, like, it's CGI. But unfortunately, things weren't advanced back when this one came out. And Matrix Reloaded came out, it came out in the early 2000s, because remember, the first one came out in 1999. So yeah, I mean, this one came out in 2002 or 2003. So that was still very early when it comes to CGI. And again, much like the first Matrix, I love this because in this one, you get a manual. Shout out to all of the manual lovers here. This is that scene in Matrix Reloaded when Neo is basically flying through the Matrix to save Trinity because he realizes that she's about to die. And he's just blazing away. And as you can see here with this one, you get obviously the movie. But then I think this one is like disc 2 comes with all of like the extras. And I think you can probably get the extras if you download it or if you stream it, but it's just cool having these hard copies. So was able to find the second installment, Matrix Reloaded. So got the first and the second one. As you can see, $2 for each, not bad. And then last but not least, had to complete the trifecta with Matrix Resolution. And this is the widescreen version. I mean, Matrix Revolutions is important is because it completes the third installment of the first of the 3 movies. I know that they're planning on releasing 3 more movies, and I think that started with Matrix Resurrection, I think, was the first one. So I'm sure there'll be more movies that follow up behind that. Will they be as good as the original 3? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. But the thing I like about Matrix Revolutions is that it did complete the cipher. It did complete the story. Again, the only thing I hate about it is just that the amount of CGI, just way too much CGI. And CGI wasn't good back then. Like the CGI used in the Matrix reminds me of like the first iterations of like 3D gaming and like the PlayStation 1. Like we liked it, we appreciated it. We appreciated it because it was the first time we saw like polygons in a video game. But looking back on it, it's like, PlayStation 1 graphics were terrible. That's kind of how I feel when it comes to the CGI scenes in Matrix Revolutions. But nevertheless, this is the third installment of a classic sci-fi series. And it's crazy how much this movie pulls from Ghost in a Shell. For those of you who are the anime fans out there, if you watch Ghost in a Shell and then watch The Matrix, you'll see how much, I mean, I think the Wachowskis even said that they pulled a lot of their inspiration directly from Ghost in a Shell. So, Matrix is a classic movie. I wanted to watch it and enjoy it this weekend. I didn't want to pay $10 just to rent one of the movies. Instead, I just paid $6 rather, and I got the entire trilogy. So if you're wanting to kind of catch a good movie, don't sleep on the DVDs. Yes, people are still watching DVDs in 2024. Not everything is being streamed because they're getting real stingy with the streams. When streaming first came out, they gave you everything for free. But now when you want to get to these classics, now you got to pay up. And I think that's where they're going with it. So I don't plan on building a DVD collection. But for something like The Matrix, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, definitely went ahead and got that. I'll go ahead and wrap up this quick video with the GameStop find of the month. And that is this copy of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Now, I've been seeing videos pop up in my YouTube feed talking about how hot the Xbox 360 is right now and how prices are soaring for Xbox 360 games. I don't really believe it. I've always had a very small, modest Xbox 360 collection. As you can see, here are my Xbox 360 games. This is it. This is all I got for the Xbox 360. You're seeing it right here. But today I was able to add to the collection, and that is where I picked up this copy of Transformers Fall of Cybertron from GameStop. This was only $15. I did look it up on eBay, and I do see where I think brand new this game is going for like 70 to 80 bucks. I think used, most people have it online there for about 40 to 45 bucks. I plan on actually playing this one. GameStop did have it complete in box for you, boy. And so I went ahead and grabbed that. I do like the Transformers games. I am a fan of the Transformers games. I do like them. I think they're cool. And I like the whole Transformers series. You know, I've watched Transformers as a kid. I remember the Transformers show that came on TV where it was actually like animals. They were like, I remember, like, I think there was like a gorilla who was Optimus Prime. I can't remember which version of Transformers that was. So if you remember, let me know down in the comments. But I know there was like a version of Transformers. It was like almost like a 3D version where there was like a gorilla, like a couple other animals, but the gorilla was actually Optimus Prime. So went ahead and picked this one up. Not a bad weekend. I would say for what, 21 bucks. You got a killer game, got a classic franchise movie series that I'm going to be diving into. So definitely looking forward to that. Tonight is movie night in the house. Me and the missus are going to be vibing out to some sci-fi flicks. And so I think tonight we're going to be watching Rebel Moon. So more than likely tomorrow during the day, we're going to just lounge around and we're going to have a little bit of a Matrix marathon. And I'm going to have to explain to her the Matrix movie again. She still can't get it after all these years. She just doesn't understand it. I guess it's really complex for her. But let me know if you're vibing out to any movies this weekend. Let me know what you're getting into. It's a real chill weekend, you know, before we get ready for another work week. But that does it for me. I'm the Y2K Collector. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Take it easy.